Whew. Yeah. Let's let the people know. Day 66 of the editing. Good God, y'all. That's a lot of days. Oh wait, there's a picture of a tiny goat all up in. Oh, it's a sleepy little goat. Jamie, pull that shit up. Get that goat on stream. No, I'm just joshing you. Wow, one of these people writes every night at midnight, and I will never click on any of these other writer streams ever. Zero interest. Just as much interest as Outlook Calendar. Outlook Calendar app for Slack. Tenant wine consent. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Um, it'd be great if I use Outlook, but all right. So I think I'd let. Oh, hold on. Let me notify. All right. So I guess we're editing here. Oh. Yeah, I feel a little less burned out today. This week I'm going to focus on kind of like a healthier diet. I'm going to try and do a little bit of photography each day, just so I have an excuse to get out of the house and move around. And then what was the other thing that I wanted to do? That I'm going to try fasting for one of these. I got these packets of electrolytes. This is just a big packet of salt. They're literally like a ramen noodles flavoring packet. From Pink Himalayan salt and sodium bicarbonate. So it's got baking soda, potassium. Isn't that magnesium in there? Magnesium's weird. I've heard that if you have, all right, 1 to 2 liters of water and drink throughout your day as needed in accordance with your fasting needs and level of activity. Well, it's hard to get like a 2-liter bottle of water. So I'll just drink a gallon. Minerals from natural sources. So yeah, it's like it's like a gram of potassium and 2 grams of salt. That's it. This is all you're supposed to eat for that entire day. And I think you can't even see it because it's green screened out. LOL. I don't know. Let's see how that works out. I know a lot of people that have fasted previously. Generally, it hasn't been an option for me, so I'll just start getting like a banging fucking migraine, and that'll be the end of it. But one thing that I have noticed definitely is a difficulty doing any kind of keto or fasting or whatever. A real difficulty maintaining what I want to call reasonable fluid levels. It's pretty hard to do. You're constantly at like a salt deficit or a mineral deficit. You'll start getting like leg cramps and so forth. Usually, I just have to like break the diet and eat a couple of bananas or drink some coconut water. So, yeah, kind of excited about that as a prospect. You know, anything to eat like less. It's not going to include coffee, but I might chill with like half and half for a bit. And I think there are maybe 10 total calories in like all the coffee I drink during a day. So, yeah, you know, just anything to keep my mind off of, anything for a little bit. Just need to spend like a little bit more time outdoors. And I'm going to keep working on the story until we finish it, I think. We only have 172 pages left. We could be done before like mid-July. I wanted to finish before the 4th of July. That ain't going to happen. I should also be working on releasing Space Tards, honestly. Many things to do. And I think it was just too easy to like drift into playing video games all day and eating terrible. But, you know, that's the constant struggle of being a real human being these days. Anyhow, when in doubt, let's get down to it right here. So this is chapter 63. So the story is Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady. If you're just blundering onto this for the first time and don't want to hear about some assholes, creepy diet. So this is a story about a dive bar in Hell's Kitchen, and all the people who, all the regulars, the drunks, just start showing up with superpowers, which is, there's like a 14-year-old boy who's invisible. There's a cop who can teleport. There's a fucking woman who can see electricity, constantly building up a charge. That kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, what the hell are those things? Yeah, I thought they were sensors, but they don't matter. Let's get down to it. So this book is Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady by Zach Z. This is chapter 63, Closer. It's 4.6, 4:34 p.m. And it lists as Hell's Kitchen right here, but we probably need to move this to Harlem because I believe that this is Maybe's Hotel, so which is in Harlem. Closer. Closer, 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 closer. Yeah. Closer, 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 closer. It dies just short of the mark. The current dies. Oh, fucking come on. She was almost there, almost satisfied. Okay. So. The current dies and the hotel goes dark. Sarah was almost there, almost satisfied when she drew. Then she drew too much and got the whole building cut off at the transformer. That wouldn't actually happen, I don't think. I don't think there's like an active. Huh. Yeah, well, I guess maybe they have like a. Because I don't think a transformer is like a circuit breaker. Yeah. Yeah. So I should know this. Electrical overloads. Overcurrent protective device main panel. Like I know a lot about well, not a lot, but I know a fair amount about electrical systems within houses. But I have no fucking clue how this would work at the transformer level. How can we commit the unthinkable genocide, the human cancer? What? The human cancer. Cutting off a building for main power. No, maybe at the meter it would be cut off. Metered and controlled. Yeah, I guess it would be at the meter. Yeah, and I'm thinking about it. There's like big fucking. They'd have like 3 or 4 of these big panels with that big pull down switch, like a slot machine. So I think it's more. It's much more accurate at the meter. Hello to our one viewer out there. Holler. it's, a, it's a lame morning so far. I think a few of our regular editors are asleep at the switch. And she drew too much and got the whole building cut off at the meter. Oh, it's Big Dwayne. Oh, it's Big Dwayne. So every building, we just did like a little research. Every building has a. So what's happening here is this woman is grabbing a hold of the 2 rails of the incoming electrical service to the building, like their main circuit breakers, and sort of sucking up all the current because she feeds on electricity, but she has gone too far and drunk up too much of their charge, and so the building has been cut off. So I think the meter, where you get service into a commercial building, also acts as a giant circuit breaker, so they can cut off the service at the level of the meter. That's where you're going to have your 1,000 amp. It's probably some kind of fucking 3-phase power for a. Let's take a look at a 3-page. Let's take a look at a 3-phase breaker panel. All right, hold on. I don't want to watch a YouTube. How to wire 3-phase. Okay, so 3 hot wires from the power plant. Transmissions lines are 500,000 to 70,000 volts. All right, so 3 hot lines coming there. Okay. So 3-phase distribution arrives at a business. The 3 primary coils are wired in series end to end like flashlight batteries. Primary is configured in delta. Delta on primary means fewer amps and primary wires. Okay, cool. So we got the 7200 volt hot. I got the neutral running on top. 2 different transformers. Okay. What are they legging over from it there? Sorry, I missed context. 3-phase equals electrocution. Just to be like perfectly clear, you can get killed just as dead by 110 as you can by 3-phase. But yeah, 3 phases where you're not really fucking around. Eventually, if I ever make a bunch of money on these books, Dwayne, I'm gonna have 3-phase power going into my house, so that I can have a big ass fucking welding machine, and we'll probably have like a miller, have like God, what the hell would I get? I definitely have a plasma cutter, like a bunch of different torches, big ass welder. I don't know, like it's been so long, I don't even know all the stuff that I would buy. But let me see. High voltage is for 3 insulators. Transformer bank installed by the utility. 2 transformer, 3-phase. I've seen that. Delta primary. Cool. 3-phase service for a small strip center, 8 wires. Okay. So here's the safety switch. And those are the different transformers. There we go. Okay, so it'd be 3-phase power that she would be sucking up. So we would call them bus bars. It wouldn't look exactly like this. But she, like as an electrician, she would have a better idea of what's going on. All right, so she would be. Here's a 3-phase meter box. So we got our neutral, line 1, line 2, line 3. High leg delta. 3-phase meter has 7 prongs. Yeah. So 1 for the neutral and 3 for the incoming and outgoing. And then I don't understand what a high delta is in 3-phase. 3-phase motherboard and breaker panel. Aluminium. Okay. This is a really helpful site, by the way. Waterheatertimer.org is actually giving me lots of good data here. Let's see. All right, let me search on 3-phase high delta. Oh, okay. So that's to supply single phase from the same one. Okay, cool. See, look at all this math shit I had to at one point sort of understand to be an electrician. That's wild. Yeah, the internet is the greatest. I like Delta. Identifying the high leg of a 208 volts on the high leg. Let's take a look. Medium voltage. Installation instruction for 3-phase delta 7200 volt 3-wire at ground. Okay, so phase A, phase B, and phase C meet in the delta. Circuit interrupt device, blah, 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 blah. Mounting the unit. Electrical control systems. Okay, so it seems like let's take a look. Three out of phase, higher average power compared with single phase, so it's higher power. They describe it as like 3 legs pedaling the bicycle. Yeah, higher voltages of 277 volts are more efficient. They are, and they are super dangerous. 277 will kill you fucking flat. Okay. Yeah, let's just say, all right, I think I have enough vocabulary here. I never got that shit. We all have our talents. I don't know how to, I couldn't wire up a 3-phase pan. I mean, I know how you would like physically do it. I know like the equipment that I would use to do it, and have a general idea of where the wires and stuff would go, but I don't understand like three-phase power enough to does it. The study seems a little odd. Well, let's see. What is the? No, we need to have some of the vocabulary of what's going on here, because single phase breaker box here. So this is our three-phase panel right there. Yeah, look at these 60 cycles a second. Switch gear. Electrical tools must be insulated. Yeah, I know that part at least. Tankless electric. Three-phase timer. Okay, so you have to have something built into the load. And then you have the 3 hot bus bars. 3 pole breakers, snap over 3 bus bars, draw hot from each bus bar. So bus bars we need 37 strand overhead connector. Hell yeah. I never got to lay any wire that was like 37 strand. Okay, so it's 7200 volts coming in. At the distribution levels. Okay. Cool. Transmission, and then all these transformers gets it down to 7200 volts. It comes into the house as 240. With a loud clack, the hotel goes dark. Sarah was almost there, almost satisfied. But she drew too much power. Now the entire building is cut off at the meter. Fuck. Look at this. Look at this. Even a computer pro such as myself has to deal with the old beach ball. And it's so frequent. It's like every day it does this thing here. I wonder if the machine needs to reboot or... Well, I still haven't fixed the wireless. Yeah, there's just so many things that I could be working on and fixing if I don't let myself get drawn into that old despair. Which I'm going to try not to do today. I'll go for a motorcycle ride. It was a serious storm happening here yesterday. It was fucking intense and incredible. I loved it. And now today it's like, it's beautiful out. Alright, well, this is longer than I want to wait. So, hold on, let's... Yeah, you know, I'm not pleased, Apple. Wish you would get your fucking shit together. $1963. We lost the entire thing. Oh yeah. Let's hold on. I'm gonna go back to my own fucking stream. Yeah, and then we'll watch. And then we can go back like a hot second. Not there. 3-phase power. Cool. And then we'll italicize this onomatopoeia. God, fuck you. I hate that it always does that. High 80s for the foreseeable future. Yeah, it's gonna be a hot one here in New York. And when it gets to be like them dog days of the summer, where it's like hitting 100 some odd every single day, that's when the murders start. Hell yeah. That was gonna be a wild summer. Okay. Okay, cool. So we can get out of this here. Da, 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 da. Yeah, the study I put in for accuracy. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about electrical power, we might as well have it right. So I think there would be about 300 amps going to a hotel like that. Mm. Okay, cool. She drew too much power from the mains and got the whole building disconnected at the meter. Sarah, let's go the bus rails. Soaring on 200 amperes of glory. Now the lines are cold and dead. Mm-hmm. No, curdling? No, you only get to use that once in a story. Mm-hmm. It's as if all the clothes she ever got for Christmas, all the lacrosse games she ever lost, and all the boys who never got her off were all rolled in one big ball of leaden disappointment. Yeah, I think we're cutting curdling entirely. It's decent. Quit books a long time ago, but to me, this is inspirational and relatable. Yeah, man. Books are great. They're one of the great joys of life that improve as you get older, too. The more wisdom and so forth that you acquire, the more you can see what some of the authors are trying to do. The good ones, at least. And the more you can see like the truth that some people find and the lies that some people try to weave. It's great. Da, 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 da. The emergency lights click on, painting the hallway ruby red. In a fit of pique, Sarah waves her hand and they all go dark too. What's it going to take her to feel satisfied? Whew. Sarah walks towards the exit, tracing her fingertips along the wall in the dark. Whoa, holy shit. A second. I need a haircut so bad. It's not even fooling. I think I'm just gonna buzz my dome. Really and truly. Get tired of all this hair. But I'm always worried like I'll buzz it someday and it just won't come back. Let's see. Am I missing anybody here? I don't care about you guys. I do care about you, LRH. Somebody, Dr. Primate said, Load Radio is basically a coder, except he's building stories instead of code. Sort of. I mean, it's supposed to be like a functioning program that like runs on the OS of the reader's brain, essentially, if you want to think about it like that. I don't really think about it like that. But Sarah walks towards the exit, tracing her fingertips along the hallway in the dark. She can see the other hotel guests glowing through the wall. Glow in the dark. All right, so Grimm's reality is saying that okay, we're not there yet. We're still rewriting, but let's take a look and see if we pop that into there. Sarah walks towards the exit, tracing her fingertips along the I hate the way that hallway wall sounds. It's a series of items and actions. Yeah, I think that's a fair edit. When we get to it, I'm going to try that out. You're probably right. Sarah walks towards the exit, tracing her fingertips along the wallpaper as she finds her way. So that's a good spot to All right. Good luck, Dwayne. She's greedy for more. Yeah, let's make that Sarah. Mm. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's all part of one clause there. And so what were we looking for? Air crackles and their hair stands on end. Cool. Like, that is a good spot to add a comma. It was dumb to kill the emergency light. Okay, so the emergency lights click on, painting the hallway ruby red. In a fit of pique, Sarah waves her hand and they all go dark too. She wonders what it's going to take to feel satisfied. Another thunderstorm? So if this is why is it completely dark in this corridor? At 4:34 p.m. No, well, I guess if it's a hotel corridor, um, that could work. Yeah, there could be like no natural light, there. Also, 4:34 p.m. Hold on, let's find out. Yeah, so it's October 11th, historical sunrise and sunset times, 2006. Let's take it to October, and let's take the year to 2000. I love that I can just do this. By the way, all my stories are astronomically correct, since you can just look this data up anytime you want. Not Mississippi. Oh, there it is. It's in New York. So on October, yeah, not till 6:30 p.m. So it's not sunset. So yeah, it's an inside. This is in New York, so it'd be an interior. Without a clock, the window looks. Yeah, yeah. Like if a blackout happens, you can't see your hand in front of your face. Yeah. Um, so a lot of hotels, especially ones in New York City, have designs where there's no interior light. Like especially if you've ever been in a casino, they're like these long, winding things, and they're pretty dark for the most part. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay, so now I'm just gonna call you Grims. Okay, so one thing that happens here is oh shit. Well, it doesn't happen if I don't have. Hold on, let me display this little leaderboard here. Cool, and then we need to go here. It's gonna take a second to load the glitch project. I forgot to do this early in the morning. So we have a leaderboard of everybody who's submitted an edit, and every time you submit an edit, you get a point. You now have a point, Grims. Because that's a solid edit. We indeed needed a comma there. But let me give that a second while it's in. They've had a lot of chain locks in this book. All right, so yeah, here we go. And then let me see. Did it actually transmit, or did we run out of? Did we run out of space? Might have to come back. Yeah, hold on. Oh, the project has to be empty. Oh, okay. So here, Grims plus plus. There we go. Okay, so that added there, and then if you look here, fucking, where's my leaderboard? Oh, what? What the? There we go. So yeah, you can see yourself right there with one edit, and then up at the top is Spaethiwa with 229 edits. Good God. Good God Almighty. Yeah, that's a wild kind of situation to have right there. But yeah, so this is just tied into like the Twitch API, so we can just type plus plus. Spaethiwa made that. His friend Mayheim, or Mayhem, or whatever that guy's name is. I think it's Mayheim. Made this thing, and it's like a bot running on glitch.me. So that's kind of cool. All right. And so, yeah, it's a shame we didn't get another edit from Dwayne. Dwayne currently has, I think, 2 edits on the board, which is pretty decent. So everybody who is on the board, even if it's just like a single edit, is going to get thanked in the acknowledgments page of this book. And it will be printed. I can guarantee that much, because if no publisher will buy it, I will personally put it out. Yeah, I do just about all my own interior design and typesetting and all that whatnot. And so then we have a comma there. Yeah, so just to add on, N and M dashes are different. Yes, well aware of this. Yeah, actually, so I shouldn't say this, but I like dated somebody who had one of those punctuation marks as their name for a secret society that we were a part of. But anyhow, yeah, where do we have a fucking? I don't see a hyphen or an M dash or an N dash or whatever. Yeah, you'll see that normally if I'm putting in an M dash, should be that, which is usually like an interjection. We try to avoid M dashes where we can in the story. In terms of like English punctuation, this is a mark where, oh, this is what you're probably looking at right here. So if you look here, this aside right here, yeah, I think it was an N dash. Yeah, good on you if you could see that. That's going to get edited. Yeah, we haven't made it to there yet, but hold on. Let's see what it originally was. So, is there? Oh yeah, that was originally just a dash and not an M dash. So good eyes, but it's gonna get cut from the final. Yeah, if you edit ahead of me, you risk losing points because it's mainly just the stuff that I haven't caught. Let me see here. Then they feel her coming. The air crackles and their hair stands on end. Sarah thrums with every step. One by one, the peepers dart back into their rooms. Locks click and chains rattle. They're frightened. They should be. I could turn them off too. No problem. Yeah, it's weird too because there is there's a delay between like the video feed reaches you and then you send the chat and the chat reaches me. We can have like up to, we're in the real time setting for YouTube, but it's still probably like a good 5 to 30 seconds of lag between there. I edited someone's manuscript and they like to use a lot of end dashes. Had to look up multiple articles to show them the differences. Yeah, it's definitely something that I'm aware of. But in general, they're very. I think M dashes need to be used as sparingly as possible. Mainly because, from a typesetting perspective, the way that they look when they're typeset into a book, they don't really do the work of being the interjection that they need to be, right? So an end dash is meant to be something like, hold on, blah blah, and then there, and then sentence, right? But as your eyes are like tracking over this, is that really what's happening in your mind? I would say, like, for a lot of readers, it does kind of work out, but it's falling almost into like an archaic level of punctuation, and I don't think that it fulfills its role as like a spot for an interjection, especially well. It doesn't track right to me. But we have used probably like 20 or 30 of them in the course of the book right here. But yeah, I'm not trying to be like Cormac McCarthy right here, but I think that that's a spot like where I would love to see something happen in terms of like the general accepted usage, or some alternate punctuation mark that better serves the role. We also wanted interrobangs earlier, but I'm not going to use those in a story. Like, it's funny, like everything, all this punctuation and so forth is contingent on us all having sort of like this collective agreement, like this is how punctuation works. And it definitely starts to fray over time. People's collective understanding, and like now with the way that like people text and send the shorthand, and punctuation is like a microaggression and so forth. It's constantly ebbing and flowing and shifting and so forth. It's just like a social contract between people. All right, anyhow. So this is a difficult sentence right here. Originally, she was like, I'm not there. I wouldn't do that. I'm not that. Sarah tells herself. Okay. Wouldn't do what, exactly? Not what? Not human. I wouldn't do that. I'm not that, Sarah tells herself, but she can't believe it. What exactly is she pretending she's not? I wouldn't do that. I'm not that. So here, like basically what's happening in this scene is this character who is just kind of like swollen up with electrical energy is trying to reconcile themselves to like these sort of monstrous impulses to just burn out people's brains, the way that she like burns out lights and so forth, and is trying to hang on to her humanity. And it ain't easy. All right, what we got here? Humans don't just drink in a day's worth of current for an entire building and feel hungry afterward. Humans don't drink enough electricity to power an entire building and feel hungry afterward. They don't go around peering into the sparks in people's skulls or riding lightning bolts on Coney Island. Or riding lightning bolts on Coney Island. I think we gotta cut. Yeah. You can touch them without getting electrocuted. If she's not human anymore, do their rules still apply to her? Sarah has to get out of this place before she follows that thought too far. It's leading her somewhere she can't get back from. So really weird for their main electrical service to be like on a second floor or something like that. It should really be in a basement. So she would really, maybe not in a basement, but yeah, it would be really weird. So we. Okay. Who dares to summon me? Why would I want to go to that? That doesn't make any sense. She gropes her way to the end of the hall, into the crimson emergency lights in the stairwell. Okay. Ooh, chapter 64 is Visions of Gary. What do we got here? The shortcut could be on the ground floor. Yeah. Like I would, like from a thematic standpoint, I would have loved to have her like descending into a blood red stairwell. I added a few, and they have emergency closets with switches that could be used to override the stuff in the basement. That's a good thought. It would also be relatively difficult for her to get into the basement. Like, she doesn't have power over fucking locks, and most of those would be mechanically locked. But we did just have her. She's like, there's three-phase power going in, so like while a disconnect could still be three-phase. Yeah, I think we just need to. Uh, These are the blood red emergency lights of the stairwell. Cool. All right, so that's a chapter that we've got right here. So it does sound better. Yeah, it's like a little bit better there. So it's like a 2-page chapter. It's meant to be like a really, really short aside. So we're gonna read, since this was such a short chapter, we're gonna read through the entire thing and just go for pacing and tone and word choice and just see if we missed anything there. And remembering that the goal of this chapter is one to highlight that this character is slowly coming off the rails, even as she's like grabbing onto the rails of this breaker panel. We're trying to show her continuing like disaffection with the fact that she can't be with anyone or touch anyone or do a lot of the things that make people human. She stopped really being hungry for most food and is mostly like subsisting off of electrical power at this point. That's all super weird, and is having like a pretty pronounced effect on somebody who, under the best of circumstances, was not doing well socially. She was just a little bit of an outcast before this shit started going down. So yeah, there's some interesting stuff happening with this character, and I think definitely we have a tendency to be too heavy-handed with the Sarah character, and she's like one of the better and more interesting things that's happening in this book. So let's with that said. Okay, let's take that out of there. Closer. Closer, 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 closer. With a loud clack, the hotel goes dark. Yeah, so yeah, that's two separate clauses. With a loud clack, the hotel goes dark. Sarah was almost there, almost satisfied, but she was too thirsty. She drew too much power from the mains and got the whole. Yeah. She's drawn too much power from the mains. Now the whole building is disconnected at the meter. Cool. So a little bit of like tense dancing there. Sarah, let's go with the bus rails. Sarah, let's go with the breaker panel rails. A second ago, she was holding two hot legs of the three-phase power, soaring on 200 amps of glory, amperes of glory. Now the lines are cold and dead. She could make them glow again, pour all that power back into the circuits and fuel the whole building as a human battery. But she doesn't want to give back what she's stolen. She's greedy for more. Sarah's shoulders slump. It's as if all the clothes she ever got for Christmas, all the lacrosse games she ever lost, and all the boys that never got her off were all rolled. This is a hell of a sentence right here. All the clothes she ever got for Christmas, all the lacrosse games she ever lost, all the boys that never got her off. All rolled into a leaden ball of disappointment in her stomach. She was so close. The emergency lights click on, painting the hallway ruby red. In a fit of pique, Sarah waves her hand and annihilates them, casting the corridor into darkness. What's it going to take for her to feel satisfied? Another thunderstorm? So if you haven't seen the rest of the book, which most likely you have not, this character had a chapter where she wandered out onto the beach in Coney Island and was just like struck over and over and over again by lightning and had like essentially a religious experience with it. Because, yeah, her capacity to get juiced is pretty high. Sarah doesn't know. Sarah doesn't know. She's despondent. It was stupid to kill the lights. There are no windows in this corridor, and now it's pitch black. Now she's in total darkness. Oh. I like that better. It was stupid to kill the lights. There are no windows in this corridor, and now she can't see shit. She walks towards the stairs, tracing her fingertips along the wallpaper. She watches the... Through the wall, she can see the other... like stairwell better than stairs. Through the wall, Sarah can see the other guests glowing in their hotel rooms. They're scurrying around, trying to figure out what happened. She sees one pick up the receiver of a bedside telephone to call the front desk. That's like a little bit of an aside there. But yeah, she wouldn't be able to bereft of the charge. She just wouldn't see that it's a receiver. So she would have to figure out what the fuck all these motions are there. I like that she is able to figure out that the guy is hunting for his underwear from the way that his dick's swinging around, which is neat, you know. Yeah, that's just it's the little things that do it. Heads are popping out of doors and peering into the. Let's call it a corridor here. Heads are popping out of doors and peering into the corridor like prairie dogs peeking over their mounds. Then they feel her coming. The air crackles and their hair stands on end. Sarah thrums with every step. One by one, the peepers dart back into their rooms. Locks click. They're frightened. They should be. I could turn them off, too. The thought sends tendrils of frost through our veins. The thought sends frost threading through her veins. I wouldn't do that. I'm not that, Sarah tells herself. But she can't believe it. What wouldn't she do? Burn a dozen police to ashes? What exactly is she pretending she's not? Not human. Humans don't drink enough electricity to power an entire building and then feel hungry afterward. They don't go around peering into the sparks in people's skulls or riding lightning bolts on Coney Island. You can touch them without getting electrocuted. If Sarah's not human anymore, do their rules still apply to her? Sarah has to get out of this place before she follows that thought too far. It's leading her somewhere she can't get back from. She gropes her way to the end of the hall, into the blood-red emergency lights of the stairwell. Boom. This is a short edit today, but I'm very happy with how chapter... So I think that 63 really, it's short, it's to the point, it deals with our goals, and it doesn't stare too deep into that character. I think we made some necessary changes to the reality of the scene, introducing those details about it being three-phase power. In terms of the morality, there, a very important line here, they should be, right? They should, like in Sarah's mind, they should be fucking afraid of me. I'm Sarah. I'll zap a nigga. So that's some big changes to that scene, and closer to where we would like the character to be. And I like the closer chapter of this thing. I like that she's just, a big part of that character is just dissatisfaction in general. She's not happy with her job. She's not happy that she has like this weird electrical thing. She's not happy that she can't be close to people. She just can't get enough of anything. And it's like a neat little thing. So then we have visions of Gary. I think we're going to stop here, even though that's a relatively short one. So shout outs to Grimreality for helping with that edit right there. And then what do we have? We have day... and then we did 137. Yeah, editing short at the moment, but I'm like also trying not to burn out on this project, which has been like a real danger. I want to say we edited 637 words. How close am I? No, it's probably more like 720. That's 550. Like we lost. Price is wrong, bitch. Okay, cool. So that's chapter. We may do a little bit more editing later, because we could probably get another chapter in if I don't burn myself out. But yeah, pretty happy with this for right now. All right, everybody, if we don't edit again, have a good day and stay true to your school.